Hello everyone, we are from Group 8 and today we're gonna discuss about the result of our discussion, namely about intonation and the function of intonation. This group will consist about 3 members, me and 2 my friends.
Hello, my name Abdul Hafidz Rahmadani.
Hello, my name is Ayu Febrianti Putri. So the first topic is fall rise and rise fall tones followed by a tail. Fall rise and rise fall tones, however, can be quite difficult to recognize when they are extended over tails, since their characteristic pitch movements are often broken up or distorted by the structure of the syllables they occur on. For example, the pitch movement on some will be something like this. Some mean if there are no voiceless medical consonants to cause break in the voicing. Some chairs. In this case, it would be possible to say that here is a falling on some and a rise on chairs. If there is no stressed syllable in the tail, the rise happens on the final syllable. Here are some examples. I might buy it. I might have thought of buying it. Most of them. Most of it was for them. With the rise-fall tone, we find a similar situation if a tonic syllable is followed by a single syllable in the tail. No. No one. No, sir. When there are two more syllables in the tail, the syllable immediately following the tonic syllable is always higher. Any following syllable is always higher and any following syllable are lower. Beautiful. All of them went. That's a nice way to speak to your mother. And the second topic is high and low heads. In the case of high head, the stressed syllable which begins the head is high in pitch. Usually it is higher than the beginning pitch of the tone on the topic syllable. For example, the bus was late. Is that the end? In the low head stressed syllable which begins the head is low in pitch. To mark this stressed syllable in the low head, we will use a different symbol as in low. As an example, the heads of the above sentence will be changed from high to low. The bus was late. Is that the end? In the following example, the three unstressed syllable, if it had, continue at the same pitch as the stressed syllable as. With high head, we ask if it had come. With low head, we ask if it had come. In the next example, the head is low. Since the tone also starts low, being a rise, there is no upward movement in the head. The rain was coming down fairly hard. The stressed syllable in the high head stepped downwards progressively to approach the beginning of the tone. That's not the story you told in court.
And next is problems in analyzing the form of intonation. For this material, we have 3 submaterials. There is identifying the tonic syllable, identifying tone unit boundaries, and the last, anomalous tone unit. For the first is about identifying the tonic syllable. Some tone units contain not only one, but 2 tonic syllables, almost always with the first syllable having a fall on it and the other a rise. For example, for the first example, I've seen him. I've seen him. And the second example, I've seen him. I've seen him. For the first example, we say him strongly. But in the second example, we do not say him, but we say him. I've seen him. I've seen him. And the second is about identifying tone unit boundaries. We have two principles are usually mentioned. For the first, detect some sudden change for the pitch level and the end of the one tone unit to the pitch level that start the following tone unit. And recognition of the start of the following tone unit is made easier by the fact that speakers tend to return home to a particular pitch level at the beginning of a tone unit. And the second is rhythmical one. It is claimed that within the tone unit, speech has a regular rhythm, but that rhythm is broken or interrupted at the tone unit boundaries. And the last is anomalous tone unit. Other tones such as fall, rise, fall, or rise, fall, rise are occasionally found in the head. We sometimes find cases where their stress syllables are not all high or all low. For example, after one of the worst day of my life. After one of the worst day of my life. And the next is about auto-segmental treatment of intonation. Auto-segmental treatment of intonation. In the auto-segmental approach, all intonational phenomena can be reduced to just two basic phonology elements: H for high tone and L for low tone. A movement of pitch from high to low is treated as the sequence each L. For example, we look at the sky and show the clouds. We look at the sky and show the clouds. And you can see the auto-segmental transcript at the bottom for this example.
Hello everyone, I'm Aminatuz Zahro and I'm from Group 8. I'm gonna explain about the function of intonation. There are 4 kinds of function of intonation, namely, number 1, attitudinal function. This function intonation to express emotion and attitudes. And the function number 2 is about accentual function. This function intonation to help or to produce the effect of prominence on syllable that need to be perceived as a threat. So, in this case, intonation works to focus attention on a particular syllable. And the function number 3 is grammatical function. This function, intonation helps to make easier for the listener about the phrase, the clause, or the sentence, and of course, the differences between question and statement. And the last is discourse function. Looking at the act of speaking in a broader way, we can see that the intonation can signal to the listener what is to be taken as the new information and what is already given. To understand intonation function in expressing emotion or attitude, it is essential to consider this reason. When pronouncing a sentence in different ways, the technique for analyzing and transcribing intonation may be inadequate to represent the different things done, such as variation in loudness, speed, voice qualities, pitching, facial expression, and the last is the gesture. These factors are crucial in conveying attitudes and emotion, but they have been largely overlooked in traditional handbooks on English pronunciation. If we accept the importance of this factor, it becomes necessary to consider how they are related to intonation and what intonation itself consists of. We can isolate 3 distinct types of suprasegmental variable, namely sequential, parasodic, and the last is paralinguistic. Number 1. Sequential. This component of intonation are found as elements in sequences of other, such as elements occurring one after another. These are preheads, heads, tonic syllable, and tails. And also about pauses, and the last is about tone unit boundaries. And factor number 2 is prosodic. These components are characteristic of speech which are constantly present and observable while speech is going on. The most important are width of pitch range, key, loudness, speed, voice quality. And the factor number 3 is paralinguistic. Mention was made above of facial expression, gesture, and body movement. People who study human behavior often use the term body language for such activity.